Hey guys, welcome back to Gardening Young. So I was just out here doing some morning chores and I thought I would pull out the camera, take you guys along with me. It is morning time and I'm actually about to go to a volleyball camp, but I just wanted to pull out the camera, show you a few things, harvesting a few things this morning, and just celebrating some of the joys of the garden. So let's go. Okay, so first off, look how big these pepper plants have gotten. Like, literally, this has probably been my best pepper year. But the one thing is this middle plant is weird because it's like completely wilted and I have no clue why. It's not because, okay, it actually might be because of the soil. I didn't think about that, but it might be that. But it just completely is like wilted. And it's not because it's dry, because you can see the soil is really moist. It's rained the last couple of days. So I have no clue on that. I'm honestly just leaving it because I'm not too worried. Honestly, it's fine. But the other thing that's really exciting is we have a banana pepper growing so well. I think I'm going to give it another day or two before I harvest it. But that's super exciting. And then I have already harvested one cherry tomato this morning. You can see right there. That's from the Berry's Crazy Cherry Tomato. Over here, you can see the clusters. Where is it? Oh, I have another one starting to yellow up, but it's not quite ready, so I'm going to leave it for a little bit longer. But you can see this plant is just doing amazing. And also, we got our first flower on our cucumber plant. That's super exciting. So hopefully we'll be starting to get some cucumbers. These have been doing so good because they're sending out so many tendrils and just growing like crazy. So that's made me super happy. And then I need to check to see if we have any beans this morning. I don't see any at this moment that need to be harvested. So I think that's the first day since they've started going, since I haven't had to harvest them. So I'm going to leave that. Also, another exciting thing is we have another polar bear zinnia bloom. It's not quite all the way opened, but beautiful. And then this one has fully opened, and I mean, how beautiful is that? Just gorgeous. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love it. I love these zinnias blooming, and this one's about to bloom. We're almost, I'm just loving these zinnias. They're so beautiful. And then I'm hoping my sunflower will bloom soon. It's starting to get ahead, as you can see, so hopefully we'll get something from that in the next couple of weeks. Also, this sucker that I have started is actually doing amazing. It's already sending out its own suckers, as you can see. If you don't know what a sucker is, it's the little shoot that comes out of the armpit of the plant, which is the between of the main stem and the branch. So I'm just gonna pluck that off. This will go to the compost. But this one, I'm trying to figure out if it's going to do anything. Because the other day it was kind of perked up, but now it's kind of wilted again. So, who knows? Like, this branch is, like, basically perked up, but who knows if it'll do anything. I'm not really worried about it, but that one's doing amazing. Over here, I really need to harvest some basil. So, I might do that in a minute. Last night, actually, I used fresh parsley to, like, garnish my, dish that I made, and that was really fun because I was thinking that yesterday morning, like, these really need to be trimmed up, so I was able to do that. But as you can see, I need to trim these basils. But here I actually harvested 2 of our shishito peppers. I wanted to let this one go and get a little bit bigger, but I harvested the other 2 and I have them in the fridge. So that's really exciting. There's my Genovese basil. I really want to make another round Here's my lettuce leaf. I want to make another round of pesto, so that's why I say that. So I think that's actually what I'm going to go do now. If you guys don't know how to harvest basil, it's super duper simple, and I thought I would just go ahead and show you guys. So whenever you look at the stem of the plant, you can see here I've already cut this off, and then shoots will go. So I try to cut it off wherever there's like two leaves coming off, and then you can see there's like new growth. So then once I cut this off, there will be new growth and it will just continue to bush out. Same thing here, yeah. So that's kind of how I go about trimming things like this, or basil. I can show you a better view over here. So right here you can see there's new growth right here, so I'm going to cut it right here so that that will branch out and be bushy. So that's how you harvest basil. Now let's go harvest this basil. Alright, we got a good harvest of basil. You can see that's about 2 cups. And now I'm going to head off to volleyball. Okay, so it's later in the day and I'm in my kitchen and I'm going to just make some squash, and I wanted to take you guys along with me and show you guys how I make squash because we love our squash this way. We'll have it for breakfast and lunch, even in dinners for sides. So it's just all around a really good dish, and I want to show you guys how I make it. It's super simple and we love to eat our squash this way, so let's go. Okay, so this is fresh zucchini and squash from the farmer's market. We love our farmer's market squash. So I just need to clean this. It's in this bowl. I'm going to clean it, wash it really well, then just cut it up, and I'll show you all that. And so that's what we're gonna go do right now. Okay, so I've cut all of the zucchini and squash that was usable into here. Why I say usable is because if you have squash that's kind of like a pinky tone to it, and you can kind of start to see the seeds, that is either animal food or, in my case, compost. That's going to be going to the compost. So I had a few. Squash will kind of do that when it gets really big. It just doesn't taste good, so I choose not to use that. So all of that will go to the compost, as well as the ends of this, or if you have animals, you can always throw it to your animals, like pigs or chickens or whatever it is. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop up an onion. I need to get the onion out of the fridge. I'm going to chop it up. Throw it in the pan with some butter. You just kind of eye this. I like to do about a half of an onion, but I just kind of eye it. Half an onion with probably like a half a stick of butter. Yes, I use a lot of butter just to make sure it's coated really good in a large pan like this. So that's kind of what I'm going to do. So let's go. Okay, so I ended up putting the whole onion in there because it was like a really small onion. So I put the entire onion in there. I know it's a lot of onion, but I have a good amount of zucchini and it's really flavored. So what I'm doing is I'm waiting till the onion gets transparent as much as possible and gets really tender. And then I'm going to throw the zucchini in. And along with the onion, I'm going to throw in probably about like a tablespoon of minced garlic, just to give it that garlicky flavor. And then as this is cooking, once the squash starts to get a little soft, I'll throw in a little bit of garlic salt. So super simple, but that's pretty much what's going on. Okay, so I also wanted to mention that I have it on medium heat. You can see the butter is simmering, so just so that it's simmering like that, but you don't want to turn it up way too much because you want it to be able to just soak in the butter and not burn. So, yep. Once you get like your squash super duper tender, like mainly like the middle part you want really tender of each of the pieces, I'm gonna add like my tablespoon of minced garlic, like this, and then I'm also gonna sprinkle on a little bit of garlic salt. Yes, I like a lot of garlic. If you wanted to make this like a cheesy dish, you could sprinkle a little bit of cheese on top. And kind of make it cheesy squash. I have done that before, and that's really good. But for the purposes of this dish, I'm not going to throw any cheese on it. So we're going to throw that garlic on it, and then it'll be done. You just kind of get it to the consistency if you want it more crunchy or if you want it more soft. I like it to be a lot more soft, so I'll tend to let it just sit there. and go for a little bit longer. I don't have a specific like time of how long I let it go. I just kind of let it go till I like how it looks and tastes. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, so I take that back. I put a half a tablespoon in of garlic, minced garlic. I just thought about the measurements wrong. So it also depends on how much squash you have. So you kind of have to alter your measurements to how much squash. So I did a half a tablespoon, and so that's kind of what's going on. But half tablespoon of minced garlic. Again, it just kind of matters about how much squash and how garlicky you like it. So. Okay, so I added the garlic salt. So that's it for the squash recipe. Super easy, super simple, doesn't take a lot of time. But I hope you guys enjoyed the recipe. Now I've got to go outside, throw some stuff in the compost, but I'll see you after lunch after I eat this. I'm going to go out, throw some stuff in the compost, things like that, do a few more chores, take you along with me. So I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so I actually cut all the squash that was bad up just so that it will break down faster. Oh, and now that I think about it, I need to grab a shovel so that I can stir it up, because whenever I take something out, I like to go ahead and stir it up, stir the compost up, just so that it's constantly being rotated, but I don't know where the shovel is. Okay, so this is like some onion, some avocado peels. So here's my compost pile. We have some banana skin or watermelon skins, and I just am constantly adding to it. And I continue to turn it almost daily, if not every other day. And also I've seen that there are worms in here, which makes me super happy because it's kind of like a little worm farm. And if you keep rotating it, it'll actually kind of disturb the insect like population. Like I found if I keep turning it, it won't the insects won't be as bad. Okay, I also want to put out there that I am in no way a compost expert. This is really my first serious attempt at composting, and it's been going really good so far, honestly. I've just been doing research and trying to kind of go after it. But I have a little compost pile here. I'm trying to create some of my own compost. Hopefully for next year. I don't think this will be ready anytime soon, like for fall garden or anything. But I'm hoping for next spring. So this is like all broken down. But that's kind of how I'm going about it. But yeah, I've just kind of been throwing all my scraps, food scraps, anything like any suckers from my garden, any weeds that I pull, just throwing them all in there. And it seems to be going pretty well, so that makes me super happy. Okay, so the other thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about before I sign off and say goodbye is for all you small gardeners out there. I just wanted to encourage you. I was thinking about it this morning, and I was thinking about how whatever you have a small garden, and everybody out there who has a small garden will understand this, is you think that the little things are such a huge deal. And I just wanted to get on here and encourage you guys, even if you're on an apartment, in an apartment building and you're just growing in containers on your back deck, I just wanted to encourage you guys to celebrate the little things, because it's so important to like keep the joy in gardening. Even though you have a small space, there is still so much joy in growing what you can grow, and I really had to make sure that I wasn't in the spirit of comparison, because there's so many people, so many YouTubers out there that have these big gardens, and obviously you can see that I don't have the biggest garden in the world, but I do what I can, and I think that's the biggest thing. And you know, I celebrate the little things just so that I keep the joy in gardening, because it's so important to keep that joy, so that you don't lose the passion just because you have a small garden. So I just wanted to encourage you that the little things matter, celebrate them, even though you might be in your waiting stage of getting a big garden. Do what you can in your small space. So start learning now. Jess from Roots and Refuge always says, turn your waiting room into a classroom, and that's so true. Like, you know, use what you have where you're at, and turn it into a classroom. Learn what you can now, so that when you are in a big space, you can put that knowledge to the test. So that's my little spiel for the day. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, all those good things, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.